like, yeah, and then, hello.
Remaining
Welcome.
consistent. Shooting a perfect 10 for 10. You already know what it is, guys.
It's us. At the top, it's just us.
I wish.
At the top is. All right. You already know what it is. I love how rappers say that in almost every song.
You already know the deal. Y'all know the vibes.
But yeah. What's good, y'all? I'm Ozymandias here, joined on live HD radio streams from the Lost Borough, Clown Prince, and all the way
Oh, here we go.
from Toms River, New Jersey.
Oh, that is crusty. Sounds river.
No, Tom's.
Oh, that's even worse.
All the way from Toms River, New Jersey. Our very own DC. No, I senior. Put some respect on that. DC correspondent, Zoom, and fellow TD Bank
Oh my God.
liaison, and part of the
Sure.
management team of the Celtics. I could keep
Yeah,
going with
wish.
the AKAs.
Yo,
I skip mine.
rolling in bread.
His
I'd be
resume just
rolling
goes
in
up.
bread.
Your resume
I
just
would-
keeps going up every.
I know.
Like,
I skip my
episode.
AKA to give him some glory, you know. But I'm still the Brown. Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin. But
yeah,
guys,
I'm starting to vibe with that. Like, I really like that now. It's become a part of the cast. I want it to stay.
yay. No names. So guys, we're here to speak about the bombshell of an episode of Watchmen
Jesus.
and the freaking consistent edge of your seat episode of The Mandalorian. So we're gonna go in that order. Some insight, some, I guess, a lot of topics to pull from that Watchmen episode alone. That was just
Yeah, I think this is honestly. I think you said it. I don't know if you were on air when you said this, but this is the best show on TV right now.
absolutely
Like,
hands down.
Yeah.
Hands
it really is. Like, but also,
Unless you're
I got a bone to pick with you before I give you too much credit.
Oh shit.
Oh, we got smoke out here already?
Light it up.
Conference already knows what I'm gonna say. So,
up?
how the hell did you're supposed to be the Watchmen aficionado, correct?
Watchmen correspondent.
I'm like I'm in the subcategory.
No,
of
no,
DC
no. Don't demote
correspondent.
yourself. Don't demote yourself now.
No, but I'm not an overall DC correspondent. I'm just in a.
You're a
in
Watchmen.
I'm
You're just Watchmen.
Exactly, just Watchmen. And a little bit of
Kevin
Batman.
Feige.
And what?
So-
and Kevin Feige. That's not in DC though, my guy.
It's fine. How did you not say that Hooded Justice is Will, dude? Or Will is Hooded Justice, I should say.
Well, I was gonna expound upon that.
Expound upon that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could
Let's get into
continue
it.
on. You could continue.
Let's
on.
get into it because I wasn't like I wasn't. I don't want to say I was shocked because I think right in that episode I started connecting it. I was like, okay, oh shit, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
when they, I think when obviously I mean it's like a last second thing, but like right when they cut him down,
Yeah.
when they were doing the fake, they or not fake, but I mean they just stopped lynching him,
Yeah.
you know. Or hanging him, I was like, oh shit, that's the noose that, you know, okay, he has a noose around his neck right now, and Black Mass, he could totally be him. And then, but then I'm like doubting myself because in my head I'm like, I don't know why, because even though they set the tone for how racist this, obviously this time was, I was like, he was white though, so he can't be that.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
like I even fell into it, you know, right there. So then I was like, but once he did it, I was like, okay, yeah, it's him. They probably just got it wrong in history, and then that's what happened. And I was like, wow, like it's so good, man. Like the they bring everything full circle, you know. And it was just so good. The cinematography in this episode too, like oh
Yep.
my
That whole
god,
sepia tint.
yeah, it was so good. Like
It was
Man,
it was
like
JB Clown Prince. Did you feel the same way going in? I mean, because I know you're reading the graphic novel, but like,
Right. And the funny thing is about that, where I stopped last week when I was reading was actually on a Hooded Justice part, because in the graphic novel it's like a comic within a comic, right? So, and that's kind of like what this episode was in a way, or how the season has been in a way, with the TV show of Hooded Justice. It's a TV show within a TV show,
yep.
and yeah, so I think they did a really good job of straying us away from. I think I don't think that many people caught it in the first episode, because I heard a lot of rumors like, oh, his color scheme that Will was wearing in the first episode, imply that it's the same color scheme as Hooded Justice.
Yeah, because of the
Um,
hoodie and the sweater. Okay, and the jacket. I mean,
right. But I never saw anything on Twitter, on Instagram about it, like someone pointing it out.
yeah,
So that's why I didn't think it caught as much heat as people are making it out to seem. Like, oh yeah, yeah, like we knew it already. Like, but did you? So it's like, but I think what the show did, they did a really good job of straying us away from making Will Hooded Justice. For those that didn't catch it on at the first glimpse, just because with that show within a show, we can see he's white, and especially at the beginning of this episode where he actually takes his hood off, it's a white guy with blue eyes.
yeah,
So I think, man, yeah, it's kind of like what Zoom said. Just Lindelof has just done an amazing job of just taking risks and just having them work. Like I can't imagine, the people that get triggered by this show, how they would feel knowing the very first vigilante, in this universe
yeah,
was a black guy. But I think it's awesome. I think it makes perfect sense, just because, like you said, he has that rope around his neck, and as sad as it is to say, history is history, and who used to get lynched back in the day, it was black people. So it just makes sense that he would
yeah,
have that around his neck.
yeah.
And I'm pretty
Sorry.
sure, no, sorry, yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think his identity was ever really revealed in the graphic novel, was it?
um, the sorry. The thing is that I guess I could explain everything now. The thing is that, remember, everything Lindelof is creating is just cited and guided. Wow, that's a cool thing. Cited and guided by the source material. And what he just again takes that seed and makes whatever hybrid he wants out of it. And he's been doing a great job with it. But do not get it twisted. It still does accurately, in a sense, leave an opening for a white hooded justice to still take his place. Simply
Uh-huh.
because he didn't he didn't stick around. He went back to Tulsa. He's been in Tulsa, like, because I'm assuming he went to go look for his wife and son. But the thing is also, I don't think that he continued on with the Minutemen like we were, I guess, expected that he would, because once he saw what Captain Metropolis was promoting there, he was like, and that's also a callback to the fucking second episode, where you see that exact same poster
Hmm.
Yeah.
in the Cavalry's home, like home base or
Right.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
So like he wasn't gonna be about that. He wasn't gonna join them. He was, again, just a pawn, just being used for publicity, and to kind of give them the edge up, the Minutemen the edge up on that. And I honestly wouldn't put it past them to have that kind of mentality, because again, the Minutemen and the Watchmen, yeah, they were doing the same thing in fighting crime, but to, I guess, pull from a quote from somewhere else, uh our hands get dirty, the world stays clean.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say where that's from because it might spoil something for somebody, but it's just that kind of
I
kind
know
of
where that's from.
yeah, yeah. But it's just that's kind of how I feel like they were like the kind of groups of people that they are. So I would not put it past the Minutemen to just find a big buff dude to just fill that role because all he did, as long as you know how to fight, you could kind of just continue playing that part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Minutemen are complete. At least back then, just a bunch of phonies because they only were fighting like what you said, what would make them look good.
Exactly.
But when Will really needed them, when he was like, "Hey, yo, like, uh, they're using this sort of technology to hypnotize black people into turning against one another. I'm here. I'm at their base. Like, let's fuck shit up." And Captain Machado is just like, "Nah, I'm
Damn,
good.
that's crazy.
Like you can do that on your own. We're not really about." He literally was just saying, "We're really not fighting the black fight."
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was just like, "Yo, like they're a bunch of cornballs for that." And but Will like walked in there and he did fuck shit up by himself, which was dope to see.
I got a nitpick
Um,
about that, but we'll get into it later.
right. I was gonna say Magneto actually liked the way, and he pointed out, which I kind of like too. The way he fought was very aggressive,
Yeah, he
and
went in there like Batman, like Batman mixed with Punisher.
Like Ben Affleck,
Yeah,
fucking Batman though. Like
warehouse scene.
word, like he was slugging.
yeah. One thing's for sure, like the very cool style of directing and how the stunts were performed. Not to say that it was like John Wick level, like you know what I'm saying, but it was grounded and visceral enough for you to be like, oh,
Right.
I did the Pusha T stank face a couple times with a few of the hits, and I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like it was very very grounded. Like the sound design was awesome. Like and just how everything was made to appear like it was one take.
yeah,
It kept you focused. Like this again, this is a show that takes its time like with your eyes. Like
yeah.
it eases you
And
into it, and then like when it hits, bro, that shit is
and
crazy.
and also, just whoever was in charge of doing transitions, just give them a award now. Like, just give them an award right now.
Yeah, the
The
editor.
transition, like the
Yeah, man.
transitions from showing Will's face and then panning out and then it being Angela in Will's body, like with her face showing, and then just like when it's present day and in the past, how they transition that, like with his wife and how they're talking, but then in the background, like it was, I think, through a door, you saw
Hmm.
that it was him picking her up when they were little, when she was telling the story, like, "Oh, tell me the story of when we first met again." And
Hmm.
then as he was explaining to it in their bedroom, the door was open, but outside the door showed them as kids when they first met. I was like, wow, like that's awesome. That's just visually pleasing to see. And
Yeah, and it's all
Zoom,
callbacks, just like laying
right.
it out for you, like just so you
Yeah.
know, these are these people, those are those people.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
forget. I know we haven't spoken about that kid in a while, but
and
he's there.
and Mark, Zoom had brought up a great point. The scene where Hooded Justice is breaking through the glass and it froze, that is 100% Zack Snyder. I don't care what
Oh, wait,
anyone
you talking
tells
about the
us.
glass?
The
Yeah,
glass window where it freezes,
Yeah.
and then
from the
Cal comes and it
supermarket.
Oh, absolutely,
talks to
dude.
him.
Absolutely, dude.
I was like, wow, that's like comedian, the
That's
death of the
that's
comedian right
exactly
there.
what I thought about too. Yep, 100%.
Um,
It's so
and
cool. It's just I'm sorry, Zoom. But
no, you could go.
um again, I guess we can that theory of whether Hood is Justice continued on to be black or white, whatever, or if it was just revisionist history. Either way,
Uh-huh.
there's a chance that it could make sense with either way of the theory you want to go with either side of that coin. The point is that when the circle came around, bro, like just how like that transition, like JB said, like yo, like that transition, like from also the noose being held in his hand to it going to Will, and then like and now
Yeah.
the answer that we've been waiting for, I guess,
It's how he killed.
exactly how he got to string him up like that. I'm like, okay, so he still had that technology with him
Yeah.
Oh,
in the
but one
flashlight.
quick thing before we talk about that.
What's up?
Um, during that like freeze frame scene where where the window scene that we just talked about
Yeah.
with Zack Snyder, um, you can see the color fading in and out of the shot when Calvin was talking to
Yep.
Angela.
I noticed that.
I was like, wow. I was like, that's so dope. It's like the little things, that make this show so great.
Yeah.
And like one more little thing that I noticed too, which is like people are probably gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But uh when he when he kicked down the door, or not kicked down the door, but he started, shooting up the place where they were recording that message, like the um what's the
the when they were doing that mesmerizing thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Um he had a revolver and that only holds a certain amount of shots.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay.
and
We're
they
gonna talk about the 8 kill streak. That one
yes, and
clip.
they actually abided by how many bullets are in the actual gun. I can't tell you how many movies I've seen or TV shows where it's just like they just keep shooting and shooting and shooting.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just like it doesn't take me out, obviously, of the whole shit
Yeah. Of
if
course.
they do
Yeah. It
overshoot,
didn't for
but
me either.
it's just like I'm just like oh, okay, whatever. Like now when I saw it, because I thought like he was actually gonna pull the trigger and the bullet was actually come out at the end when when he had the drop on that dude who was actually doing the recording, who had the headphones on. Like
Yeah.
I thought he actually was gonna do it, but like thank God they were like, the gun clicked because it was out of bullets.
Nah,
I mean,
but like I was counting them. I'm like, all right, this is a revolver, 6 shots. He does not
Yeah,
have. He
okay.
does not have
Yep.
the extended mag perk. So
Yeah.
you've been playing too much Call of Duty.
Exactly. Yo, shout out to
for
Call
real,
of Duty, Activision. Yo, that shit is lit, guys. Anyways, video game podcast comes soon. Shameless plug. But just like I started counting, I'm like, all right. I think I lost
Yeah.
count because I was so into it, but I felt like
No,
I counted 8
I counted.
shots.
I counted.
All
It was
right.
good.
Okay, all right. You good, Will? You good?
So yeah.
Killtrocity.
But yeah, that was like the little thing, one of the little
And
things I noticed. So I was like,
another
that's awesome.
another thing I want to point out that I think this show is doing an incredible job of is just having an episode just dedicated to one character and just making you feel horrible for this one character within the span of an hour. Like
Yep, this ain't Pixar.
yeah, dude, we just saw. I'm dead. We just saw Will's whole history in an hour, and it was enough for me to just be like, wow, like this dude has been through more than enough.
And also,
Not just when he was a little kid, but just growing up and joining the force and seeing how racist, those that are supposed to be, a team to him
exactly.
are towards him, and just how that led him to become who he was. And his wife always pointed out, like, you're an angry man, Will. And dude, they just told the story so it felt just so real. And and part of it helps that some of this story is real. This shit did happen. And I'm talking in terms of
Contextually.
right, exactly, the
Yeah.
racism. But it's just, to me, what the show does, when it did it with Laurie Blake, when it did it with the last episode with Looking Glass, and now this episode, it really just makes you feel for each character.
Also, pay attention to kind of what we're getting here. You're getting an assortment of episodes based on, I guess, the backstory of each character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So For as far as what the current climate has taught us is that when you get multiple solo outings, you get a team up. So I think
Right.
this is gonna lead into something really lit, and I think that they have no choice but to give us a cliffhanger at the end of the season. That is my prediction. That's my Ozymandias prediction. And
Speaking of
yeah,
him,
yeah. Speaking of him, he got no burn. He got no minutes today. I mean,
oh,
last night he got no
it
minutes.
was he had a rest, load management, load
Word.
management for
He got
Ozymandias.
injured. He got
They even know about it in on that moon of Jupiter, Europa.
yeah, Europa. But to go back to I guess you could say it was Will's episode this time. Even
Oh,
though it was
absolutely.
Angela's base, it was Angela based. It's
It
still
was yeah. It was still his like.
His story.
Well, it's so funny too because you see, I kind of like drew a parallel between like heritage, like and how
yep.
we talk about it today too. Like I remember, with a lot of like, not to get like political or anything, but like with all the Confederate statues that people started to be like, okay, maybe we should take this down,
Yeah.
like because these guys were slave owners or yada 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 whatever. So
Ooh,
um
that brings me to a point where, oh man, that scene was dope. Where Will and the chief were talking,
and that's
and
exactly yeah.
right, and he was like, oh, it's my heritage, and
It's
he's
my
like, oh,
legacy, he said. It's
right.
part of my legacy.
He's like, oh, if you were so proud of your legacy, how come you're hiding it in the closet?
And
I
then
was like,
he goes
whoo.
to the typical like answer you hear. Like you hear answers similar to that, like, hey, you don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know my history, like what my family went
my
through and stuff.
my heritage. Yeah,
Exactly. They
like
try
that's
to
that's
they
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
these
like
terrorists
it
try to
becomes something.
yeah, these terrorists try to blanket that or counter that with now like a plead for their plight. And it's like, fam, Will had every
Yeah.
reason to do what he did there. It's kind of like tying up loose ends in his case. And
Uh
also goes to show that he's still hooded justice. Or at
okay.
least the
I
very real OG hooded justice that has just kind of like in my theory has been retconned that he's the OG hooded justice and
right.
what you're seeing on TV is a fraud. And also that's another callback to why is that Agent Peter? Who's the agent? I forgot his name, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Agent
Peter.
Petey.
Yeah, so Petey, Agent Petey, who basically trashed the show. He was like, first of all, that show is garbage. Cause he's also a Watchmen Minutemen aficionado, so he knows
Oh,
probably the
I don't know.
truth.
I don't know if you guys knew, but I think on the HBO.com,
Yeah,
there,
Peteypedia.
right. So if you guys want more information, go to Peteypedia about the show.
Or y'all
And
could just check in with us weekly and we could hold y'all down, you know what I'm saying?
never mind, you're right.
Nah, but that shit is
So
funny though. Peteypedia, that shit is hilarious.
I
Like,
haven't checked it out. You checked it out?
yeah, I think I seen a couple pages and it's like
Okay.
legitimate Watchmen history. Like,
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, it is.
that's
Oh,
so
that's dope.
cool.
Good for
It's so
him.
fucking funny, man. Like, it just again attention to detail
That's
in
a
the
that's
show.
a good yeah, it's a good marketing tool as well.
Yeah, for those
But
who are lore whores.
wow, this shit is legit. They're like legit documents.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wow. Yo,
So
shout out to them.
anything else from the episode?
Oh, 100%. I wanted to mention what was it? The cyclone or
Oh,
yeah,
the
or
Cyclops.
Cyclops,
Yeah,
sorry.
the Cyclops.
You want to ride it like a cyclone? All right. Yeah, the Cyclops.
It's got
Do
so much.
y'all think that what was going on back then? Because I feel like that's why he has a partnership right now with Lady True because of something that's still going on with the Cyclops. Y'all still think it relates to something that's going on right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I think that the Cyclops is, or I guess that's the front for like I guess a set in the KKK Um, I think that whatever is left of them, like their offspring, like the
Mhm.
offspring of the Cyclops, is the Seventh Cavalry. I think. I think that that's what it is. I think it's like a direct descendant because they're no different.
Yeah, they're not.
They're
Oh
both
well,
terrorists. It's
yeah.
just
The
that
only
one is radicalized by a vigilante.
yeah.
That's all.
Um, yeah. I think because like Lori Blake said in that one episode, my ex boyfriend always talked about things connecting. So it's a sign, and like you said as well, a team up is coming.
Exactly.
So
Thermodynamic
everything
miracle.
exactly everything is gonna wow. Good job remembering that.
Yeah.
I completely I forgot what the fuck that shit was
Yeah,
called.
I remember that shit now.
But e- everything, especially in the season finale, is just gonna come together all at once. Like even last night's episode tied in something from episode 1 where we were like, wow.
Yeah, the opening little silent film. Not silent film, but you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it
Yeah.
starts to come around now like, "Oh, okay, so he based the hooded justice persona off of the the sheriff, the ranger
Yeah.
in that from the movie called the the truth of the truth of the law,
Yes, that
something like
sounds
that.
right. Yeah. Or
Um
or the truth in the law, I
yeah,
think
the
it was.
truth in the yeah, whatever. You
I'm
know,
like,
yeah, I know what we mean. But yeah, like it's really cool to again to see that connective, like just very logical. Everything makes sense. Like I'm following everything, and I think that them drop again. A lot of bombs were dropped this episode,
uh-huh.
and a theory, I guess, a theory for another dot to connect. That whole mesmerizing technology,
Right?
I think Ozymandias had a part in his I guess his care package for President Robert Redford to
Right?
I guess um pass on this greatest lie ever told to the world. Because if you also see the presentation of what like of that scene in episode 5 with Looking Glass, it's a bunch of TV screens, which is also synonymous with somebody being brainwashed. So I guess
Mm,
I
good.
I don't I hope I'm not reaching, but it's just
Nah, I
something I was
mean,
thinking about.
honestly, in a show like this, you have to just find anything that can relate
Yeah.
because yeah, that's a great point. Sometimes they may add something there, and you're just like, oh, okay, it's just there. Like, no, it's not just there.
Nah.
They added it for a reason.
I've learned a long time ago that HBO would not show you something. I'm talking about across the board. I don't care if there's shows I haven't seen yet. There is nothing in an episode in HBO that is there for no reason. Don't care what show you're talking about.
Right,
So,
but
especially this show, bro. Like, yo, Damon is shooting 6 for 6 from the field, bro.
really is. Every episode, like it's Sunday comes around. I'm like, I cannot wait. I cannot
Exactly.
wait to watch this
Exactly.
and to see what they have prepared for us next. And we're down to what, the last 3 episodes.
Yep, last 3. This
So
will be
it's
over
just
right
gonna
before
go
Christmas.
right. We have Ozymandias' trial coming up with the game warden. So that should be really interesting to see. Um oh, by the way, did any of you guys notice I forgot where I saw it, or I think I was listening to the to Lindelof this morning on the HBO podcast, and he was saying that um they had said, when Ozymandias went up to space and he was like he put in the body "save me," right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like there
Yeah,
was something else written there though.
it
It was
was
save
"save me
me.
D,"
Save me,
and
D.
yeah, and he didn't. It wasn't finished, and then that's when he got taken back. So the only D I can really think of is Doctor Manhattan.
Yeah.
Pause that.
Word.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
bruh.
He didn't have enough body. He didn't have enough bodies to spell all of Doctor Manhattan. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna just use D.
Save me, doctor. Wait, now by him saying that, that could also imply that this is all of Lady True's doing. Like we were also theorizing before in the last episode, and the episode before that. That maybe it could be just Lady True's doing, and Dr. Manhattan has nothing to do with anything that's going on, which I still stand by.
I think he has a lot to do with what's going on.
Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, I really
I just don't see why.
Exactly, I don't see why.
What is your reason?
Care,
what is your reason
bro?
why?
What is the reason?
Why do you think he's involved?
Because when I was listening to Lindelof, and he said at the end of the graphic novel, Dr. Manhattan didn't stray away from humans like the way we've been thinking he has. Lindelof said, if anything, he wants to see how humans can progress. So cloning, biology cloning, that's human progression. Like,
yeah, but I think he meant human progression in a positive manner. Nowhere in multiplying people or copy and pasting I don't see that as progressing. As progressing.
Okay. But I'm also thinking of it like this. Ariel, have you seen any of the trailers for this?
For the next episode?
No, I'm saying for like when before the episode started to air. Did you watch?
Oh no, I haven't seen any. Yeah, I didn't.
But
see the trailer.
If I say something from a trailer, would you get upset? Would you say as a spoiler?
Well, all right. Actually, no. I seen the very first trailer that dropped with an episode of Game of Thrones, I think, and it was like a teaser. It was like 30 seconds long. It wasn't like one of the longer trailers.
So in one of the trailers, presumably it seems like he's back on Earth, Dr. Manhattan.
I mean, that's expected at this point, so that's not really a spoiler.
Right. Okay, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Why would they just add him there? I'm assuming it's going to be in the season finale.
Yeah, but
right, we can all assume that. So it's like, why market him and add him there if he has nothing to do with what's going on?
No, it's because again he is being used still as, I feel, a scapegoat for whatever Lady True is planning to do. Because remember,
okay, that's true. Like people are like, oh, you know what? We're gonna fuck shit up. We're just gonna blame him because
exactly
he has all
my
this
point. Like Lady True,
but also, but even that, even like, oh yeah, it's his fault, whatever, right?
Yeah.
How the hell they're gonna get him back there?
Whatever the hell Lady True is building, that clock. That clock is more than a clock. I think
we're not gonna figure out what that is until the finale.
I know, but my theory, Ozymandias' theory, is that she is going to use that. And remember what Clown Prince said a couple episodes ago, that Oklahoma is the safest place on Earth when it comes to a nuclear event. Whatever they plan on doing, Lady True needs that specific land, that piece of land in Tulsa. And also
whatever crashed down from the sky.
Exactly. That was just that was Angela's car that Dr. Manhattan was throwing back.
No, he's talking about when she went to the
to that family's house. Yeah, remember that episode was coinciding with the episode 3.
No, dude, that shit was on fire.
Nah, yeah, that wasn't Angela's car.
That was not Angela's car.
All right. Yeah, I know that if anything passes through the atmosphere, it burns up in flames.
Dude, when it dropped down, it wasn't on fire. It didn't even look like it had been on fire. It was totally fine. It was like obviously destroyed, but like from the fall. But there wasn't any fire or any char marks or nothing.
Well,
that was not the car, dude.
All right. All I know is that the point of my theory is that I think that she's
Watchmen correspondent.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow!
I'm kidding.
Wait, hold on. I got something on the soundboard for you there.
All right, I'll figure out what it is tomorrow.
But the thing is that also, I still think that clock that she's building is similar to the same clock that Dr. Manhattan was building on Mars. I don't know how the hell she would know what the hell that looks like, but I just think that she's gonna use him again as a scapegoat for whatever the hell she has planned.
We'll see.
So we will see.
One thing I want to say about Lady True, which I think we all need to take into consideration,
Yeah.
how did Angela end up there?
That's another thing too.
Well, again, it could be possible that again, I think again a team up is
Oh,
gonna happen. So
yeah.
whatever.
I was literally about to say the same thing. I think
Yeah.
because she said Lady True was the one that made nostalgia,
So you think Lori
and
brought her there to
so
cure her?
exactly.
Okay. So
Okay.
And it's crazy because nostalgia in um in Zack Snyder's film was marketed as a perfume, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was a perfume or cologne, whatever.
it was Ozymandias' product too.
Yeah. It's just really cool. I
it
like I
all
like how they're
it's
keeping it all.
yeah. Yo, shout out my guy Zach. Release a Snyder cut. All right, bet. But three more episodes. I'm so excited. I really hope, if necessary, it gets renewed for season 2. Like I
Yes.
said, if necessary. If not, but I'm pretty sure it is gonna be necessary, and I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Believe it or not, the people who have stuck around and actually watched it, like I go through. I'm annoying. I go through comment sections a lot, which I should stop doing because there's a lot of negativity. But whenever I go on for Watchmen now, compared to, like, let's say the first episode, like even on Complex, like Complex, you'll see a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
But on there, people are like, "Yo, this shit is lit. This show is fire. That episode was lit. That episode has so
Mhm.
much truth to it." So I'm like, "Yo, people that actually stick around and watch, oh look, you get a reward for it because you stuck around and you
Yeah, they're like,
continue
oh,
to
I
stick
don't get
around."
it. I don't get what's going on. I don't
Yeah.
understand. It's like, buddy, that's the point.
Yeah, it's like I told
It's
what I wrote to you on the chat, like with the two podcasters, Cody and Noel, and Cody was telling Noel, I was like, "Yeah, dude, you should watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes. I read the graphic novel, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's fucking lit." So it's like, oh, okay, you don't know what's going on, and it's lit, so it's lit,
Sign me up.
right?
yep.
I
And nah, I definitely do think HBO has a good one on their hands right now. Like they really do.
They always do.
and so yeah, guys. Once again, when we put this out, you know, comment, start the
Please.
discussion, please. Like it I like that people are talking about the show whether they like it or not. But guys, the scoreboard does not lie. The ratings are increasing.
Yep.
Like the episode ratings are getting better because people are hooked. Like it's the controversy is helping it. So keep it up, y'all. And we are gonna come right back with the Mandalorian breakdown.
Do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Go to commercial.
I feel good.
Oh gosh, I feel good.
Yo, but the Mandalorian was lit. Again, not a lot of dialogue in the episode, just again, exposition through action. How I love it. Baby Yoda. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
the
That's
roundup.
our review, guys. See you next week.
Nah, what I wanted to really point out that I got from this episode was that the Mandalorians, they're not. This episode really humanized them. It didn't make them seem like just bounty hunters who, only just want the money and the prestige for their bounties. Because we first get that instance with Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian where he gives up Baby Yoda, and yeah, I know everybody was tight. Everybody's like, "Yo, word! Like, how you gonna give him up like that? That's OD." Obviously, we all knew he was gonna return for it, but just the fact that when he started playing with that little ball or like the little cap for the widget on his ship, and he was like, "Yeah, I gotta go back for this little dude." I was like, "Wow!" Like, so far the first 2 episodes that we've got, we haven't really seen any. You wouldn't expect that from Mandalorian,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah,
dude
they're
from
supposed to just do their job and that's it.
Exactly. And the dude from Rocky, what's his character's name? The
Oh, the guy who gives out the bounties.
We'll call him Apollo Creed for now. So
Okay.
Apollo Creed was like, you broke the code. Like, it there is a code to it. And the fact that he felt so, heartless by giving up Baby Yoda just shows that human side. And also, or I don't want to say human because they're in outer space, but whatever
Yeah.
for our purposes. And also
Brief cargo.
yeah, thank you. And also the scene where all the Mandalorians went to go back him up. It's like that was so dope. They're like, yo, we got your back. I know me and you was beefing earlier, but I still got your back. Feel me?
Yeah, because they go by a code. This is the way, and I think that, and I I could see people having an issue with a stone cold bounty hunter just all of a sudden having a soft spot. But
Uh-huh.
remember, if you want to take into account their whole honor system, I guess you could call it,
Uh-huh.
Mando was pretty honest with himself and honorable by admitting that it was not an honorable kill. The bout
Right.
with the fight he
Yeah.
had with the Mudhorn.
He said he got help.
Exactly. I got help. Now I think that not just the innocence of Baby Yoda, it's also just again
How he can help.
how he could help. No, but not just that. It's just how that was an honorable thing that Baby Yoda did for him. So
Yeah.
he's just like, yo, like
A sign of respect.
exactly like he saved my life. You know what? I'm gonna save his. I'm gonna defend him
Yeah.
until I figure out what to do with this kid. But I think that it's kind of a cliche like lone gunslinger takes care of kid. Like it goes back as far as time could tell. We got that with Logan. We get that in video games with The Last of Us. Like we get it. We're here for it if it's done right. So far, I'm all in. More Baby Yoda, the better. Is lit.
Yeah, I mean, kind of how we're praising Lindelof, we have to do the same with John Favreau. I mean, and especially what I especially love are the episode lengths. I know it does
Oh,
suck.
yeah, I
It's
was
like,
gonna talk about
oh,
that
like
again. Yeah.
these can't be an hour. Like, oh, like why can't they be an hour? It's like, but honestly, it just can't be. Episodes have to be 30 to 40 minutes just because it's just right to it. Here's the plot. Here's what we're gonna do in this episode. That's all it is.
And also, it fits within their budget range because remember when certain TV shows get too expensive. Not again. I want to know somebody who could tell me what's too expensive for Disney. I'll wait.
Uh huh.
Thanks for the pause.
Exactly. You're gonna
So,
keep waiting.
like they totally could drop $250,000 per season if they wanted to. They could give each
Oh,
season $1 billion budget, but they don't need to.
by the
They
way,
what's up?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Just so I don't forget myself. Disney Plus has now added a continue watching uh like thing for it.
Oh, so like
So
the
you know
episode
how
we'll play
exactly.
back to back.
Like yeah, it'll be like continue watching like where you left off at. Because they didn't have that before and everybody was bitching. So there you go.
That was an update. I mean, I guess
Wait,
I didn't realize it
wait, what was the
because
update?
no,
They now have a continue watching like
like
section.
resume watch like from where you left off. Like if you're watching it on your phone and then you continue watching it on your laptop.
Wow.
Yeah. And I noticed I thought that was a standard feature because like I'm doing my Star Wars rewatch, like the whole Skywalker saga. So
Uh-huh.
I was watching the Phantom Menace on my Apple TV at home, and then when I was on
Right,
the
but
train going to work, like I continued on my phone and it picked up right where I left off. So I
no,
just thought
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
It was the app itself is smart enough to like so if you're watching something and you go back to watch it, it will just resume from where you were watching.
yeah similar to
But
Netflix.
they didn't actually have a category like continue watching. So let's say
Oh, okay.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, like
that's what they officially added now. So you can see, oh, this is where I was on this or that.
yeah, that's lit.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, if y'all have problems with a thorough, straight to the point, a nice 30 something minutes, like if y'all can sit through like 20 something minutes of The Office, y'all can handle this.
Yeah.
And that's totally different.
I know, bro,
But-
but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, no, but for real, like, imagine if The Office was an hour long. I don't know if that would help it.
Well, there was some episodes
There
in the later
was.
seasons.
No, yeah, there
that-
were
Well,
certain episodes.
what happened was they ended up just. You mean like the weight loss like episodes and stuff like that? Because like I know those ones on Netflix, they just kind of just mushed them together.
No, yeah,
Oh,
I know,
really?
like the parts 1
yeah,
and 2 and stuff.
weight loss part 1, part 2.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing
that
is
was just
that
that's just one episode that sticks out.
the thing is that like, not to compare the two, I'm just saying in terms of the content that they have each. It's just like, all right, would it help or dilute the story if you have an episode of The Mandalorian of just nothing but silence, Baby Yoda doing sounds, and him telling him not to do like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's
Right.
what it is now.
it is what it is now, but it's condensed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what an hour long episode looks like.
It would look like what episode 1 and episode 2 were, if it just
Yeah.
mashed together.
I
There's no side stories in the streaming service shows.
Exactly.
It's just well, yeah. So that they could do an hour,
No, they could, but I'm saying, but you
and it
could,
would look the exact same.
no, I know, but what I meant, I think you made an accidental point there that you didn't realize is that it doesn't have to be an hour. Like, I think they tell enough for you to be satisfied for whatever time they give you. That's what I mean to say. Like, The
No,
Office
I was answering your question is like how is that going to look?
Oh, I know,
and
you
it's-
literally.
it's-
Yeah, I
it's-
know.
It's going to look like episode 1 and 2, but just episode 1.
Yeah, but I feel like that probably would have made it drag though, as
Would it?
entertaining. All right, but like as entertaining as those episodes were, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not saying it should be or it shouldn't be. I don't really care either
All
way.
guys, when John Favreau comes on next week, we'll ask him what he feels.
Yeah, word.
Yeah,
That'll
guys,
settle it.
join us next Monday for an exclusive episode 4 interview and insight with our boy John.
Oh, hold on, he just texted me.
What
Oh,
is
he
that?
canceled.
Imagine.
Oh, fuck.
I can't wait till Mando gets the jetpack.
I gotta get one
when
of
he
those.
said, "Yeah, I gotta get one of those."
I gotta
yeah.
get one of those. It's
Yo,
it's literally hinting like, yeah, I'm like,
Can we talk
we're gonna
about-
give him one of those.
Yo, can we talk about how not pussy Mando is, bro? Like, I know
know.
we knew from the first
He took
shot.
on the entire town, bro.
Homeboy was
Nah.
he bucked back, bro. He was just
Yo.
like, the Apollo Creed was like,
It's
yo,
kind of crazy to me how they weren't able to kill him, but
Nah, his bat belt, like his utility belt, is just insane.
yo.
bad.
Yeah, he had the whistling birds.
Yeah.
and
He
then
basically had Iron Man Mark
flamethrower.
1.
Wait,
No.
Mark. So yeah. I was gonna ask. You're kind of annoyed that he just.
dude, he made it out of there unscathed.
All right,
dude.
first of
I
all,
was
you know
like,
that-
what the fuck?
If you are a Star Wars correspondent, you know that
I'm not.
especially stormtroopers have terrible aim.
Oh my god.
It's a good
It's
it's a
actually
good thing that none
god-awful.
of them were stormtroopers.
No.
None of them were stormtroopers.
No, I'm
They're
talking
all
about the
bounty
there was
stormtroopers he
a
hunters.
fought.
scene. There was a scene where the stormtroopers were just shooting
Oh well, yeah.
and
but
not
that-
hitting him at all.
That's
It was before Baby
stormtroopers.
Yoda.
Stormtroopers, I don't, whatever.
Yo, their
I don't have a
KD
problem
is
with that.
terrible.
But the fucking bounty hunters, everybody surrounded him in that town in an open little thing, and he's taking cover in a fucking cart, and they can't hit him.
Get him out of
Like,
here. He's
what?
nitpicking.
That's nitpicking.
Eh.
How is that nitpicking?
Uh-huh.
How is that nitpicking?
I don't know, dude. I don't think it took did it take away the
No,
the-
I mean, it like I feel like if he was taking, it did take away a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, actually, because in my opinion, it would have been fine, like right, like if he took cover in the cart, right, and then he was like like there's no, I just can't think of a way how he's actually getting. He's just popping up, killing people easy. Like I'm just like, dude, this is ridiculous. I was like, I would have loved it more if he was just kind of sitting there and just kind of like, you know, like
Waiting
like
for them to
intense.
attack.
Yeah, intense fire was coming, and he like looked at Yoda like, "Sorry, little guy, this is it." And then the rest of the Mandalorians came in and saved his ass because that's the only way, dude. Like I don't get it. How is he?
Sorry,
The
little
fact that
guy. This is it.
literally, like, I mean, I just don't see how he didn't even get hit. That's insane to me. It's I don't know. I don't think
4
that's
out of 10
nitpicking.
would recommend.
No, I didn't say it's 4 out of 10, but I would. That's like my only flaw though. Like
Do you think?
if I'd give it an 8.
I did not expect him to get his full armor right away like that.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, man. Said, give
Homeboy
me the
got the
reward.
rare-
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get Yoda anyway.
Exactly.
Word.
Like man used his reward and then came back and then got what he gave him. Like
Man,
what?
played him.
Yo, that's like in Grand Theft
Played
Auto
his
when you
shit.
pick up the prostitute, you smash and then like you clap her to get the money back.
Yeah,
Man,
literally
played
though.
Too much Grand Theft Auto, bro.
Yo, he
nah,
bucked back though.
what I was gonna say too was that scene where he came back with the bread and like to get his armor, and the other Mandalorian dude was tight. He was like, nah. He was like, yo,
He was
this man just caught from the Empire, bro, the enemy. And the shorty was like, yo, the Empire dead. Fuck you talking about? Like,
Word.
I was
He's
dead.
like, yo, he caught from the ops, bro. That shit was wild.
Word. He looked, I loved it because when he walked in with all that, they all just looked at him like, word? Like,
Or
nah.
like I know damn well if he had gotten that shit, he would have did the same exact thing that he was doing, you know? Like just walk over a yard, give me a new set of armor.
Yo, he got the upgrade, bro.
Yeah, where everybody was about to I thought he was about to get mugged, bro. Everybody looking at him like he got like the new Jordans on and shit. And I was like, oh boy.
He came in with the Chrome 5s on.
Word.
Yeah.
Shit was
But
lit.
nah,
Any
it's another
predictions?
one, man. You know what? No, just because I know it where it takes place in our Star Wars timeline. I don't want to make any just because they can go, like I said in previous episodes, they can go anywhere with this and have it tie in with what happens. So the movie that comes after this one is what Return. No, sorry.
No.
The Force Awakens, right? Which
yes.
set years.
30 years. It said 30 years
Right.
later.
So a lot can happen in 30 years.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give any uneducated predictions.
Well, I think that where they're gonna take this is I think it's for sure gonna tie in with anything else that Disney Plus has going on, because I don't think that they're gonna market all these shows that they're producing to then not lead to a film, because it's definitely gonna lead to a film. Mandalorian, 100% will. I think he's gonna get a movie eventually.
Ooh, interesting. Well, the next Star Wars movie after
Rise of
this
Skywalker.
right, is going to take place 2022. Well, that's what they're planning.
Yeah, but
planning
is
a movie for
that's gonna be
2022.
like a Star Wars film, or it's gonna be a spin-off?
No, I think a Star Wars film. Oh, so you're just saying Mandalorian spinoff, right?
Yeah, I think
It's gonna kind of have to be.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is that, remember, unless they change their minds, remember we got word that Disney was planning on just letting Star Wars, at least on film, just chill for a bit. They're just gonna focus on the shows.
I think that bit is the 3 years because we've had a Star Wars film every year since The Force Awakens. So I think they're gonna take like 2-3 years and then make another one.
Well, I mean, they had a 30-year gap between in terms of storytelling.
Right.
30-year gap between Return
That
of the
shit
Jedi
was
and literally 30
that's
years.
insane. That's actually like that's if like the MCU did that now. I would just be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I can't imagine, the people our age at the time watching that, and then they're like, yeah, nah, we probably won't make something for a little while. 30 years later, 30 years later, these people now full grown ups, 3 kids, a job, a mortgage.
It's been 84 years.
Wow. What the fuck?
Nah, but I think, look, if they are going to go forward with a new trilogy with new characters and all that, it's lit because I think the Skywalker stuff is going to be over with. Like, it's been a 30-year story arc.
I hope so. Yeah.
It's been a 30-year story arc.
It's
Wrap it up, y'all.
Yeah,
it's been dragged out.
It's
way
really
dragged out.
Wrap it up. I mean, it's been good. It hasn't been whack, but, tie it up. No, it's all right, bro. It's okay.
That's why I think a lot of people are really vibing with The Mandalorian just because it's something new in the Star Wars series. Yeah. And I'm going to give, it's inspired me to give Solo a chance. I heard nothing but
I watched the first 10 minutes of that and I was like, nah, I got to watch this on my TV. This shit looks good. But it flopped really bad, though, I heard.
Yeah. Like Rogue One to me. Rogue One, I know, right?
I mean, it's a lot. It's tough. It's tough shoes for that guy to fill, man. That actor, like, you got to fucking play Han fucking Solo.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fucking tough.
Fucking Harrison Ford, dude. Like,
yeah,
that guy is the man.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I definitely don't like see like a. It's like hard. Like, I'm not gonna be like sitting here and be like, yo, like,
no, but
he
I
was
think
amazing, but he wasn't bad.
No,
I think people definitely overstated it. Like,
you know who you're talking about here?
Yeah, Disney fanboys.
That's an oversimplification.
If I'm so cold.
Why are there tears under this mask?
Yo, shout out the GOAT, yo. Release the Snyder Cut.
Release the Snyder Cut.
He got no love that episode 2 in Watchmen. Sorry to digress. But damn.
Who, Looking Glass? He got a couple minutes, episode 2. He was just a bench player though at that point.
Yeah, I just want to know what the fuck happened. I just want to know what the hell happened to him, dude. If he's dead,
I'm dead already. He's dead already.
Yo, he's dead already.
Imagine like the next episode just starts at his funeral. We just never know how he died. I'll be tight.
No. I would cancel my HBO subscription. I'd be like, that was wild, disrespectful.
Word. All right, sorry, we're talking about.
I'm trying to think of.
Now.
I'm trying to think of one thing each streaming service can do that would literally make me unsubscribe.
Raise the price?
No.
No.
No. Like if there's
money guy.
If they're giving me great content, yo,
you got money.
Yeah, you got money, my guy.
Nah. Chill.
So if Netflix were to go up to $30-something.
Nah. All right, you see, like they wouldn't do that though. That's OD. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like HBO Max, for example, if they don't release a Snyder Cut, I'm not bothering with you.
Damn.
Netflix, yeah, I'm dead ass. Like I said now, Disney Plus, I don't know. Disney Plus got to do some real dumb shit for me to unsubscribe to them. Like some real dumb shit.
Like kill Baby Yoda off.
Ooh, that's tempting. I'll be like, ooh, I don't know, y'all. Y'all might have to go. Y'all just broke my heart.
Disney got the whole like 90s catalog of cartoons. And you just gonna let that go,
that
bro?
Shit, Mark, I sent Ariel some shit today on Twitter that had me dying from the OG Spider-Man series, where Doctor Strange was like,
"Oh my
God, we're going to another like universe."
Oh yeah, no,
you better be prepared. And he's like,
"Yeah, it's like
prepared.
I've been to the Bronx."
What? I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh,
was like,
Yeah,
damn.
nah,
You know
for
what?
real.
Shout out to BX,
Bro,
bro.
when did that show take place? The 60s?
Nah,
No,
that
hell,
Spider-Man show was from
60s.
'93 or
no.
something like
It
that.
was not no damn 93.
No, because there was a Spider-Man show in the '60s. There was a Spider-Man show in the '90s that
Oh,
I
so I'm not
watched
bugging, though.
when
There
I was
was
a
a Spider-Man
kid.
show in the 60s.
But that wasn't it.
But it wasn't where that scene was from? How you
Yeah,
know?
there
How
was.
you know?
Nah, but yeah, that wasn't it. Because of the animation.
How you know?
meek.
How you know?
You from the memes you can
He's
tell.
so fucking
Like, how you-
mad.
Nah, you right.
From
You
the-
right. You right.
From the memes alone, you could tell like the webbing on his suit only go to his waist, and there's no more webbing after that. That's how you know you're watching the '60s Spider-Man. They just gave up halfway. They're like, "Yo, this shit is ass, bro. Render this shit out. That's it."
Anything else we gotta talk about?
But yeah, guys, is there anything that
just-
broke this week or
Just the
anything we
whole
want to congratulate?
the whole Joker sequel thing. Just Todd Phillips confirmed that he is not working on anything at the moment. Not to say that it won't happen. He just say he has no plans for anything right now, which I think Zoom and I at least agree on. It is a good thing. Shouldn't get a sequel. Or no, I think
Yeesh.
the man is you as well, right? You don't want a sequel for that movie, right?
Nah, I'm cool. Again, I'm cool if it's I'm cool on it if the studio doesn't make an effort to force it. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
it
I
has
hope
to be
the studio
quality. It has to
doesn't
be
just
quality.
pop up to Todd one day and go, like, "Yo, we just cash apped you like an advance on
You
your
say,
check
what you got quick pay? You
for your
got
new
Zelle?
contract. We need a script."
Zell.
Exactly, like we like you know what I'm saying. Like imagine if Warner Brothers came and did what they did to David Ayer for Suicide Squad. Like, yo, you got 6 weeks to come up with a script, and we shooting 2 months after that. Nah,
But bro, I
Keep it.
feel like Todd
don't need that
Phillips,
movie,
especially
because that movie
now,
is a-
has that kind of pull to be like, no, you are not giving me no damn 6 weeks to write this shit.
okay, but that's also not. He could say no all he wants because Warner Brothers could just go like, hey, there's other directors here that we could just fill in the gap with.
Bro, but
Like,
like
they haven't done it before.
To do that to $1 billion I'm sorry. To do that
Franchise.
to the most profitable comic book movie ever. That if Warner Brothers did that, yeah, nah, I'm good off y'all. I'm really good off y'all. Like y'all lucky I even watch y'all movies after what y'all did to my boy Zach. Yo, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. I will say it until I die. Even after, yeah, exactly.
Even after it's released.
Release part 2. Release Zack Snyder Cut
Yeah,
part 2.
that'll never happen.
But the thing is that I just think that, yeah, Todd has that pull now. He's going to have even more pull
Right.
with Oscar nominations and awards and all that. It's just if he thinks it's necessary, if he finds a way to continue the story in a manner that doesn't suck the
Right.
life out of the first one, but just expounds upon,
Uh-huh.
kind of like what Damon Lindelof is doing with Watchmen. But just take your own creation, make it better with a 2 next to it. That's all a sequel
Right.
should be, if there is one, if there has to be one. Make it better, make it fresher. Like, give us a different movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying don't derive from what we got, but we already know
Sure.
what Joaquin Phoenix could do. Like, he put in more
Yep.
than 4 quarters.
A whole
He did
playoff
OT.
series for that man.
A whole playoff series. And we waited to
Yeah,
see if he gets the chip.
I can't wait till the actual movies get announced, because I'm gonna try this year to legitimately watch all the movies that got nominated, so I can really make a educated decision on.
I
Yes,
think
a
we
good
should. I think that
podcast,
would be
yeah.
a fun podcast,
Uh-huh.
like a bracket,
Yeah, because
for Oscar
I
winners.
went back and
That's
That
a
needs
lot
to
to
be. I
cram
feel like
in,
that
though.
also needs to be a visual one too. We need to actually record that because we can get like a board and shit and start
yeah.
writing it down.
Oh man, it's gonna be so fun. Production meeting on air. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, guys, I
Yeah.
can't wait
Yeah.
for y'all to see what we got cooking up. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit because I think that at least our demographic wants more than just comics. Like I hope y'all into other stuff like video games and movies in general, and like sci-fi shit, sports and stuff. Like we do a little bit
Yeah,
of
it
sports
would be dope
analogy
if we
talk
could
here.
really open up the podcast to several other things that could get people involved.
Yeah, cause like I even wanted to like get into some sci-fi stuff since we're gonna be talking about Star Wars soon. Like a lot of stuff is happening.
Thursday, no?
We will be back next week.
Oh, never mind.
I mean Thursday's
Wow,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, I
Y'all
keep
trying to
forgetting.
record while y'all eating? Yeah, I
so
forgot this week too.
holiday
It's
weekend.
lit.
So we
4-day work week.
recording our second one at least. Yeah, we got a bye week.
We got a bye week. But we will still be back on Monday for a review of episode 4 of Mandalorian, episode 7 of Watchmen. And
That's it for me.
guys. Anything
Yeah,
else,
me
y'all?
too. Yeah.
All right.
Later.